So we're going to look at square roots of negative numbers. There should be a review. Let's look in written in terms of I. So we're talking about square roots written in terms of I. So in this case, it's going to be a negative square root. You're going to have some sort of negative number. So let's look at the mathematical definition. So if P is a positive real number, then we can say the square root of negative P equals an imaginary number times the square root of P. Let's go ahead and look at a couple of examples. So for instance, number 1 is going to be the square root of negative 81. We're saying if we take out the I, we're going to be left with the square root of a positive number, which is 81. So we're going to continue to work downwards, so that's going to be 9i, because the square root of 81 is 9. Number 2 is going to be I times the square root of 100. Then the square root of 100 is 10, so it's 10i. 3, you're looking for the perfect square. Since this is not a perfect square, you're going to have to expand this right here. So the first thing we're going to do is take out the I. You're going to have to expand the square root. You're going to say if I have 4 times 2, you're taking the square root of 4. So I times the square root of 4, which is 2. You cannot take the square root of 2 on its own, so you're just going to leave it underneath the radical. It's going to be 2, so you're going to have 2i square root of 2. I'm going to keep on working. Number 4, you have 2 perfect squares underneath the square root, and you have the square root of negative 36x squared. Take out the I, and you're going to have 36x squared. The square root of 36 is 6. The square root of x squared is x. Bring down the I, reorder them, 6xi. This one is just common sense. Square root of 81 is 9. Number 6, the square root of negative 5y squared. Take out the I. You're left with 5y squared. Y is the only perfect square, so the way to undo a perfect square is to take the square root, which we're already doing. This may help some of you to see it like this. Expand it even further. We're only going to take the square root of this. So it's going to be yi times the square root of 5. 1 is I. The square root of 98. We have to find the perfect square in here. You're going to have an I. And so 98, the perfect square in there is 49 times 2. Expand it even further. The square root of 49, I have 7i times the square root of 2. Number 9, you already have an I, so we're going to look at the other side of this page and look at what we have, because we're going to have a power here. So we don't know what that is yet. So I have the I have multiplied by the square root of negative 225. Take out the second I, and you have the square root of 225. That's the perfect square, so I now have I squared times 15. I squared is equivalent to negative 1 times 15. The solution is negative 15. Alright, see you in class.